Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to our weekly live stream in an eventful week too, because 1.21.4 released earlier this weekend. As I mentioned in episode 99, I had no idea that it was coming out, but sure enough, here we are with the new wood types, the new wood type, the new resin bricks, the new biome, all of it, and we are going to be starting with that today because I want to do a lot of building with the pale wood. I've already dedicated a chest to that block right over here. We've had to downsize, and what we may end up doing is extending this pillar out to maybe about right here so that we can get a couple more chests into there and expand the acacia, mangrove, bamboo, and pale wood to have their own dedicated large chests. But we will work on that a little bit later. Right over here, we have resin plus the resin products, which we obtained in that last episode. And I think that is it. I haven't found a spot, I don't think, for the creaking heart just yet. I think that is lingering about somewhere in our storage building, or maybe it is still behind the town hall over there. But nonetheless, we will find a place for that eventually. But again, today, right now at least, I want to set up our pale wood farm over with the rest of our tree farm. Now, of course, we have 11 plots. We have a perfect spot carved out for that plot number 12. So we will grab some of our pale oak saplings. We will take our pale oak logs, and we will probably need some grass as well. So we will grab out probably just 2 stacks. I guess if we want to fill it in all the way, we will go with a little bit more on there. But over to our pale oak farm now, or our tree farm as a whole. And again, right here, in fact, we might even fly way up and get a top-down view of this. We can see right over here, we have our spruce, cherry, acacia, birch, and so on, dark oak, mangrove, all of that. Right down here is where we will do our pale oak. Now, it might be a little bit close to the house, but it shouldn't interfere at all. We might get a couple leaves caught on the roof from time to time, but generally speaking, I think we should be okay. It's going to follow the same design, the same pattern that it has in the past with the, I think, 11 by 11 on the inside plot, and then on the outside 13 by 13. And we aren't gonna have enough pale oak right away to do the entire outline, but we will hopefully get up there pretty quickly. So let's start now with our first corner, which will again be in line with both of these plots right here. I don't want it on the same height as the bamboo or the crimson wood right up here, so we are going to go 1 block below. Again, the stepping up, the variation in the elevations for all of these different plots, I think, is what makes this farm unique. So just like that, and then we will continue it on in this direction until we are in line with that side. So again, 13 by 13 on the outside, and well, you know what? Are we gonna have enough for this? It's gonna be close, but we are. So there we go. I guess we're gonna have a little bit extra as well. Not bad. So let's fill all of this in with grass. And again, the reason I brought so much over is so that we can fill it in solid and not have to worry about any gaps or spaces underneath here. And that's what we are going to do. Now, I'm still not sure about what to do on the sides of these, because sometimes items can get trapped right under here. That's a bad example, but if we were to go over here, well, this is also a bad example because we don't have a canal. Right here, for example, I've filled in solid with the wood, or with the dirt right here, because if we have those gaps, sometimes when leaves and saplings fall, they can land in those gaps, and I'm even wondering if the canals just need to be 1 block wide so that we can guarantee that all of our products end up in them and not on the tough bricks. But that's a problem for another day. In fact, it hasn't even really been a problem for us, and I think until it becomes a problem, we don't really need to worry about that. As for the goals for today, I didn't really get around to all that much prep before the stream because I was working in our All the Mods world. Things are really ramping up now, getting busy, especially after locating that ancient city. So I spent all morning working in that world. Didn't really have time to prep, so we don't have a dedicated to-do list today. However, we do have our notebook from the last time that we can always refer to. I haven't deleted any of those items from there, so if we want to go find something to do, we can do that. But I think this will cover us for a while. Again, I want to fill up at least a single chest with pale oak wood. Ideally, get a large chest going though. And I haven't really thought about what our first building will be. I haven't even gotten around to any building with it, even in creative mode. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very fun building with that. Definitely a very different wood type. In fact, our last 3, even 4, I guess, if you want to count bamboo wood types, have all been very different. You could even go all the way back to acacia. The original wood types, oak, jungle, spruce, dark oak, those all look similar to each other. Of course, spruce is similar to dark oak, and oak is similar to jungle. They are all brown woods, which nothing wrong with that. It's great to have all of those different shades, but the recent ones, the red from the mangrove, the white from the pale oak, and of course the pink from the cherry, even our nether woods and the yellow from the bamboo. It gives us a lot of variation, a lot to work with, and I'm excited about that. And I think I did mention this at the end of that episode 99, that there are going to be a lot of opportunities for us to use that in our North Pole, which we can just barely see. Oh no, that's the birchwood. Never mind. We can't quite see it from where we are at, but we can definitely fly over there a little later if we want to. So we just about have all of that filled in, and we are 7 grass short. We may just source that from the ground right here so that we don't have to fly all the way back to our storage building just to finish this off. And that's going to interfere with the canal, and that grass block is going to go into our storage system. So we will just grab a little bit from elsewhere, hop up here, and get the rest of that placed in. So there we go. All of the grass is now put into place, and we can start to plant our pale oak saplings. Now, similar to the dark oak, these are 2x2 trees, and we are going to do them in a similar pattern to the dark oak, just planting row by row until we have one solid chunk of wood right here that we can go in and chop down. Again, we want to make sure that we get plenty of saplings back from this, since the pale garden is so far away from us. But once we do that, then we can go in and chop down that wood. We should have some bone meal up here at our composter. And it looks like we have a stack and a quarter. That will be enough to get us started. And I still can't believe they got rid of the ability to sprint boost with elytra. So there's our first tree. I think we might just plant all of these and then go in and get this first row of leaves. I was gonna say, these look taller than dark oak, but now we got one that's a little bit shorter. Those two actually are both slightly shorter. Let's grab out our diamond hoe, which does not have silk touch on it, but rather fortune 3. and we will start to go in and get some of those saplings. I love that they're adding particles to all of the leaves now. Of course, the cherry has particles, and these pale oak leaves have particles. They're a great way to make a world much more dynamic and lively. And I hope that they go back and add particles to some of the older leaves as well. I think that would be an excellent feature. With stuff like this, it kind of gives me some hope that they will go back and do that. I think it would just be a really nice touch. Again, it just brings so much life to the area, even if it's just a few particles here and there. So we already have 22 saplings. I think we had... Did we just have one left when we started? I don't quite remember. But we will hop up here. I guess we'll just rocket boost to the top and work on these leaves from the top down. But I would love to hear your thoughts about this new update. I know that I've heard a lot of mixed feelings about it. Some people like it, some people don't. I happen to like it, but again, I'm just a builder, so I really like the new blocks. Quite honestly, if they only ever added blocks in future updates, I don't think I would be all that disappointed, but I know there are a lot of people out there that value the gameplay experience, and this one really didn't add a whole lot in the way of that. So I don't blame people for not being a huge fan of this, but again, I can't complain about these blocks. And those orange bricks, another thing that we are going to have to add to our list of materials that we have now not built with, but want to build with. And I think we still have... I think we used raw iron in our smelting factory and coal, so I think we took care of both of those, but we still have red sandstone, and I'm wondering if that might mix well with the new resin bricks. I think the resin might be a little bit brighter. I don't know why I'm chopping this down right now. I could have planted another row, but I guess for now it's probably good to just build up our supply of the saplings before we go in and just do the solid chunk of wood. But yeah, those resin bricks might be a little bit too bright to match with the red sandstone, which has a more muted, almost desaturated look to it. Not that it's completely desaturated, they're still orange, but just not as vibrant. So we are up to 48 saplings now. There might still be a few more here and there that we can grab. But that's a pretty good start for us. So we'll hop back up here, and we are completely out of food. I think we have more baked potatoes over here at the farm that I started. And yes, we do. We have quite a few of them. If we want to do even more, we could go ahead and trigger this farm right now, but I don't think we need to, and I don't really want to go back and plant them again right now. So we will return to that a little bit later. So let's just rinse and repeat with this. We'll just go down the row. Again, one tree at a time. And that was weird. I guess we might still have a few bug fixes to work out, or maybe that is just a variant of the tree. That's interesting, though. Normally, the base of the trunk goes up a few blocks before branching out. I think, again, though, we will just hop up here to the top. We already have almost 3 stacks of this wood. That's a pretty good start from just one row. We'll probably do this for maybe about an hour, hour and a half. Again, just depending on how much we come away with. And then I think after that, if we have time, which we probably will, I'd like to head up to the North Pole area and start to do a little bit of planning for that. We have a big episode coming up this weekend, most likely Sunday, if I have time for it. We will be doing the reveal of the inside of our museum. I've been working very hard on it this week, getting things finalized and ready to go in there. I think you are all going to really like how that has come together. And I can tell you a few details about it right now. The entire inside will not be completely finished. We are leaving some space for expansion. Now, of course, it's sort of a history museum, so all of the older things that happen in the game, the notable things. So, of course, things like the dragon fight and beating the Wither, our first tools, that's all going to be featured in there. Those are kind of big moments in this world. But I want to leave a little bit of space for other moments that might happen in the future. So I think it'll probably be about 60% of the interior that will be fully finished. And we may even set up a temporary gallery similar to what actual museums have. That way we can change things out, keep it fresh. That way you have a reason to go back time and time again. So now we have over a stack of those saplings, just over a stack. So I think we might do one more row, just as we've been doing before, to get a few more saplings, and then we can go ahead and do our giant chunk of wood after we do this. I am glad, though, that these saplings do have a good drop rate. That is nice. Especially with Fortune 3 on the hoe. That does help a lot. It makes a big difference. How much wood are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. It is beautiful wood. Hey, Michael, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Yes, I am such a big fan of this wood. So many uses for it. And I'm glad we got this farm going. We're up and running. So we're going for about 1 to 2 chestfuls of all this wood. And we are already up to, after this, probably close to 7 stacks, so we are moving right along. Can't wait to see what you build with it. Well, first of all, I have to plan, because I haven't even thought of what we're going to build with this. I haven't had time to think about that. But yes, I'm very excited. I have a couple ideas, some concepts in the back of my head that might work. And including a build that I designed in Creative last week that will be going up in our North Pole. I may call an audible on that and switch it to the pale oak. I think it was a combination of cherry and mangrove. I may switch one of those blocks to pale oak, or maybe both. I'll just have to play around with that and see what works. So we now have about a stack and a quarter, a little over a stack and a quarter of the saplings now. So we're going to go ahead and do the giant chunk of wood. We are just going to plant all of these one row at a time. And I think we might need some more bone meal for this. We'll see how we do. I'll get some sleep real quick as well. And we are definitely gonna need some more bone meal. I guess we could probably also remove some of these logs. That might help these trees to grow a little bit faster. I think we're gonna have to run back to the storage. Unless we have a shulker box up here, which we might. Unless we took that away. I guess we did. So we will run back to the storage for some more bone meal. And that will be... I wonder if we put that whole shulker box away. We didn't. Maybe we emptied it. I guess that's possible. We used up all the bone meal. We do have some in there. We'll just grab some bones and make... Oh, right here. Bones. That's what it was. We didn't have a bone meal shulker box. We just filled it up with bones. So we'll go ahead and take this back. It has such a different look. And actually, when I was making the thumbnail for that last video, episode 99, I was thinking it just looked like it was in black and white, the picture of the Pale Garden. Oh wow, I did not realize it could grow the big version like Dark Oak. Is it only like Dark Oak where you need 4 at a time? I think so. When I was in the Pale Garden, I didn't see any other variants, but why don't we go ahead and test that? Because now I'm curious. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Just like Dark Oak. It's gotta be the 2x2. And it did it again. That's gotta be a bug, I would assume. I've never seen that with Dark Oak before. Again, we'll clear out some of this wood directly above. There we go. We'll go ahead and do one more row, and then we'll remove the leaves and then start chopping. Wow, learned something in the first 5 minutes of being here. Well, I'm glad. Always nice when I can teach something unintentionally. Hey, I learned something too. Should probably bone meal that one so it doesn't convert those 2 saplings. And last one right over here. Now we haven't set up the Pale Oak item filter over there in the house, so all of this Pale Oak wood and the saplings that fall in will just go to that very last junk chest. So we need to make sure that doesn't fill up, but I think... Well, we have some empty shulker boxes. We can throw the wood into there if we need to. We started at 23 saplings up here. I'm curious to see how much we get, if we will get a good return on all of this, or if we need to occasionally just grow one tree at a time to ensure that we have enough saplings to keep it sustainable. And I guess this is 8 by 8, so 1 stack of saplings. So if we get a stack plus 23, then we'll be good. And I think it's going to be close. We might actually get there. We still have quite a few leaves to go. So that would mean that these trees either generate more leaves, or have a higher drop rate than dark oak trees. Or maybe we've just gotten unlucky with the dark oak. Which I guess that's possible. So we'll grab these last few leaves and then head down here, see how many saplings we come away with. Again, if we get a stack and 23, then we will be good. Such a satisfying sound, the machine gun breaking of the leaves. Sometimes it drives me crazy. I'll tolerate it for today. So we got a stack and 11, so we didn't quite break even on those leaves. We still have a couple more left, but we're definitely not going to get 12 more from all of those. But that's pretty close, actually. So I think we can almost do the giant wood chunk sustainably. So let's make our way up here and get to work from the top down. And I'm glad that this tree is... I'm glad they went the dark oak route. I'm glad they made this tree easy to harvest, because the mangrove, as much as I love that wood, it is such a pain to chop down. And the cherry trees even can be difficult sometimes. They can be quite large, and then you have to pillar up a couple blocks to reach the top wood. Now they do generate a lot of wood oftentimes, so it's a lot easier to get than mangrove. But for a block like this, of course, spruce and dark oak, some of the most popular wood types for building, nice and easy to get your hands on. This one is kind of the same way. So let's start throwing all of this wood into our shulker box here. Already up to 9 stacks, not bad. Of course, bamboo is probably the easiest wood to get. I need to start using it more. I really don't use it all that often, and it does have its uses. Of course, we can see a couple right over there. Honestly, at this point, I feel like it's kind of become forgotten, and it's quite underrated, in my opinion. I think there's a lot that you can do with it, especially with the 2 different variants. 3 if you want to count that as its own wood, but that of course doesn't have stairs. I'm a big fan of jungle wood, wondering how pale oak will complement it. I actually am a big fan of jungle wood too. I know a few people that just can't stand it, but I think it works quite nicely. And yeah, it will be interesting to see how that might work. I think what I'm even more excited about, more so than the planks, because we have white wool and we have white concrete, quartz, all of these different blocks. It's not like we haven't had white stairs. But what I'm really excited for are the logs, because we don't really have... Acacia sort of has that gray look to them. We can't see it, it's behind the oak. It has that gray look to them, but I don't know, I feel like it just doesn't really match with all that many blocks. This I could see definitely matching with deep slate, blackstone of course. I think maybe even tough. I'm kind of looking at it side by side. It might be a little bit close to tough to use. I don't know that they would really complement each other, but blending for sure. And then even stone bricks, I think you could get away with using stone bricks on these as well. But the logs are going to be fantastic. We're going to use a lot of these. And the bark, I love the texture that they went with for the bark. What are your thoughts on the resin? I'm kind of excited about that too. Well, I mean, I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. I actually love that they added more bricks. It's definitely going to be a difficult one to use just because of how vibrant it is. but I think it will have its uses. I think if used sparingly, it will look really, really nice in certain builds. It's definitely not subtle, though. It really makes its presence known. So I think that is all of the wood from around here. It is. So let's see what we are up to. Let's throw all of this into there now. Not bad. About 16 stacks. You need a ladder right here. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that a couple more times with the large chunk of wood. We'll see how many saplings we lose this time. Of course, last time we lost 12. We'll see if that rate is steady, or maybe, again, we'll break even this time around. See if that tree on the end does that weird thing again, and it didn't. Normal tree this time. Make a little bit more bone meal. Resin is absolutely not subtle, will go good with copper and colored glass, I'm thinking, but time will tell. Yeah, I hadn't thought about copper. And I love that copper ages. You get all these different looks at your builds over time, especially with our copper house that we can see through the vines up there. That 1.21 house that we built over the summer. I think that the way that that has aged and progressed over time, I absolutely love. Of course, we waxed a lot of those blocks, so some of them aren't ever gonna change. But it would be interesting to see how that build looks all weathered. Maybe we'll have to go up there and strip the wax off of that sometime, just to see. I'd be curious. And the leaves in this update also, I think, are really, really underrated. Those will definitely be making a lot of appearances in our North Pole. I was gonna use spruce leaves for a lot of those items, just because that's the closest thing that we have, but these actually have a frosted look to them, which I think makes them way more suited for that. Alright, last row. And there we go. So another chunk of wood complete. Let's get up there and start breaking away all of these leaves once again. And I am keeping a close eye on the durability of the hoe. I will admit, I did get a little bit behind with the whole survival series. I think it would have been better if this update had come out when we weren't about to eclipse 100 episodes, just because I want to spend a lot of time on this. I don't want episode 100 to be building a resin farm or anything like that. It definitely has to be a milestone episode, but I also really want to get a resin farm going, and we should grab those saplings real quick. A resin farm, of course we already have our pale oak, and just all different things that I want to do. Of course, building some structures. So that time we ended up with 60, or 61. We started with 12. So 49 from that go at it. So 15 short. Did you get that from a toolsmith that sells diamond hose? Toolsmiths are my favorite harvest villagers. Don't need to worry about my main tools. I actually don't know. I think we may have made this one. Or actually, you know what? Most likely we probably found that in the ancient city. I bet that is where we got that from. Because we got some crazy loot from down there. I don't even know how many enchanted golden apples we are up to. So we got 65 saplings from that, still a few more leaves. So 53, 11 short once again. So it looks like every time we do this, we lose 11 saplings. But yeah, I think we have maybe 8 or 9, 10 saplings, 8 or 9 enchanted golden apples, something crazy. And of course we never eat them because there's not... Now we're at 10, so we actually are getting kind of close to breaking even. I guess if we hit every single leaf here, and we did mine away a few of those. Interesting. So I think it does have... They definitely have a very high drop rate. It's similar to the cherry wood. Those leaves drop a lot of saplings. Yeah, that looks like a premium tool with mending. It certainly is. I buy the throwaways from a toolsmith for big harvests so I don't have to worry about repairing them so often. That's actually not a bad idea. And pretty soon we do need to get our librarian villagers set up with all of those enchantments. I'd like to have a cheap, high-level enchantment for every different enchantment, and of course, I don't know if this is still standing, but the rumors that the villagers, the trading mechanics for those, will be changing here pretty soon, and certain enchantments will only be available from villagers in certain biomes. So if that's the case, we definitely want to get those villagers into place. Because we will be on this world for the long run, and it would be nice to have all of those enchantments locked in. So I think this is going to put us close to that first chest full of pale oak. If not just short of it. They've been talking about those trading reworks for a while. I don't know if they will release those anytime soon because of the community uprisings. Yeah, that would make sense. There's definitely a very vocal community with this game. And I'm speaking from experience just about what I've heard this week from this update. Which, I don't know how you could complain about an update that isn't even a major update. I mean, we got a new biome in version 21.4. I mean, in the past, I feel like they would have made this its own giant update. And they didn't, so I think there's something to say for that. So that's going to put us very close now. Let's see if there's any more wood around the edges. I'm curious to see what has ended up in our storage area, if anything. Let's have a look in here. It would be in this chest. Maybe it would be in this hopper? Or potentially upstairs. I don't know. I don't think items are actually flowing down in that direction. Doesn't look like we have anything around here, so I guess that's just, there is one more pale oak wood right behind the chest, but I guess that's just what we have for now, which that will work. So let's get some rest, and I want to head back to the storage area and reconfigure our wood setup a little bit more. It will also give us a little bit more real estate for the other new blocks as well, specifically resin, but there are a couple other blocks that I don't think we have a dedicated spot for them, and I would like to get a spot. You know, people complain about anything, that is why I like watching you. I like optimism as well. I am optimistic gamer too. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, I think we need more. Well, of course, we need more optimism in the world, but also in the game. I think too many people complain about what isn't there rather than what is there. So, again, what I'm thinking with this is moving it out to here. I feel like we rarely ever go around these edges. It's always grabbing items from here and then going back to the center. So I think we are okay to expand this. We don't necessarily need to expand that one or any of the others for now. We are doing fine on space there. But these two right here, we can go ahead and expand that out. I guess, did I know that hanging signs could stay up on their own? I don't know. I know that now. I just assumed that they would be like normal signs. So what are we calling this? Natural resources. And this side, of course, is wood. I don't think we need to label on this side since, again, we never use that side of it. Alright, so we need 16 more chests. We'll use spruce wood for that. There's 8 and 16. I did not know that either. Second learning point today. Yeah, this is a very educational stream today, isn't it? So we're gonna go back to double chests for all of these. Again, we have 12... We have 12 wood types. 2 of those are nether wood, so we really have 10 right here. And we need 20 chests, 1 for each wood and 1 for the products. So I think we're gonna have to do single chests still for some of these woods, but that's okay. Also, I want to move these. I don't like having the oak wood here and then the products here. I'm going to move them so they're next to each other. So we'll have oak wood, spruce, birch, jungle, and then... Oh, wait, no, we do have 20 chests. Okay, yeah, we had 16 before, we have 20 now, so we have the perfect number. And then over here on this side, not sure what we will do yet, but we'll figure that out. I am curious about the, well, I'm thinking about the pale oak signs, but I think the cherry signs are great because they just match the rest of the building. So we're going to keep that as cherry. So I guess now we need to take down all of these signs. And these chests are going to have to get combined. We're going to have wood all over the place. We'll deal with that here in just a second. I guess we'll throw it in a shulker box for now. If we can. I know we have a lot of acacia. A lot of everything, actually. These small chests were nice and full. So that's going to fill up that shulker box, but we got everything up off of the ground. So, oak, spruce, birch, jungle. We'll go dark oak. Wait, no. This is oak products now. So... oak products, spruce, and then replace these chests. This is birch. Now the only thing about this is eventually we're going to have to double up. I think here at the end they'll be top and bottom instead of left and right, since we have an odd number across the top. That's okay. And jungle products. There we go. So that takes care of that first side. This will be dark oak. And then acacia. I like to go in the order that they were added to the game. Acacia wood. Thank goodness we can edit signs now. Still absolutely love that feature. And then mangrove. And then we have bamboo and cherry kind of at... Wait a minute. I'm missing one, aren't I? Or am I? Oh no, we're good. We're good. We'll go cherry right here. And then over here, we'll do bamboo wood and pale oak wood. And then we'll have the products for that below that. Same with the bamboo. And then these will be to the right. So we can turn these back into double chests. We'll just throw all of that in there for now. It's going to get reorganized anyway. We'll finish off the rest of the signs as well. Dark oak products. Can we get that on one side? Not quite. Acacia. I guess we could probably get that on the same row. Mangrove. And cherry. And then bamboo. And finally, pale oak. There we go. So that is nice and reorganized. Again, we have a few more chests over here. I'm thinking we may actually split up this chest right here, have a separate chest for our mud, and then our separate fancy dirt variants. And then same with our stone right up here. We have stone bricks and smooth stone and normal stone products, stone stairs and slabs, all in the same chest. It's not that full, but it is definitely messy. Same with our deep slate chest right here. we might divvy that up into deep slate bricks and deep slate tiles. So now that we have all of that taken care of, the fun part, we get to reorganize everything. Of course, these first 4 right here are fine. It's the rest that we have to redo. So we'll start with the mangrove right here. And then acacia, which we have so much of for some reason, yet we never build with it. Spruce products will go into that chest. I'm wondering if maybe it would have been easier to just wreck all of these chests and resort all of them so that we don't have to take anything out. What are we looking for here? Acacia products. It will take me a while to get used to, but once I do, it's going to be a lot easier. I would always go to the chest right next to the oak for the oak products, and it always threw me off. Oh, that is products, and then that is the wood. There we go. Lots of mangrove wood, actually, from our last stream. Of course, I like to put the planks together with the normal logs. Keep those separate from the products. And bamboo right up here. So that shulker box is empty now. Now we have all of our pale oak logs. I just think these look so amazing. Not a huge fan of acacia. Wood logs are nice. The wood is a little too orange. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way on that, which is weird since I like resin. Yeah. Understandable. There are definitely uses for that. I think as bricks, they work a lot better. I just don't think orange wood is that great. Again, we haven't really used it anywhere. The only spot that we've used acacia wood, I think, is over here at the armadillo enclosure, which of course that does fit. But everywhere else, it just really doesn't work. I even tried it for the pumpkin, but when I placed it down next to the orange concrete, surprisingly, it looked not orange. It didn't look orange at all. It looked almost brown. So next to orange concrete, it's actually not that orange. And I think next to resin bricks, it will kind of be the same way. In fact, I'm curious. Let's go ahead and try that. I just want to see how these two look together. So we'll grab out some planks here. And I think you'll see what I mean by the orange of the acacia. It's a weird orange. It's not orange in the traditional sense. I don't know. I think there will be uses for this. But even if we were to place down some orange concrete on top of that, you'll see exactly what I mean. I mean, the acacia does not look orange at all. I was hoping it would work with the pumpkin, because the more orange blocks, the better. But that just didn't work. Even orange terracotta, which of course terracotta is kind of, you know, all of those colors are a little bit different. But even that, closer to acacia than those two. So it's really hard to do gradients, actually, with these blocks. I think we'll move resin over here. I think it kind of fits a little bit better on this side. What else might we move over there? I mean, this used to be over on that side, but then I moved it back here for space. Same with the copper building blocks. I don't know. Maybe we split some of these large chests up. I don't think we'll worry about it today. But this, I'm glad that we're getting this taken care of. So the mangrove is complete. Acacia is pretty much complete now. We can go ahead and store away these saplings. And the leaves, which I think I made space for right in there. Yeah, I think we'll put resin on this side. Put it in there for now. The other thing I haven't figured out is if I want to keep the resin itself separate from the resin bricks, which I think I will, since the resin bricks are really building blocks, and there's other things that we can make with the resin clumps. Say, another creaking heart, for example. So I think we will put these back over here with the rest of our sort of miscellaneous resources. Get resin right in there. And there's that creaking heart. I knew it was somewhere. So we'll do resin and creaking hearts in there. So we'll just continue working on all of this. Again, most of these are as simple as just swapping these two chests, since that's pretty much all we did. That has birch in it now. Acacia, spruce products. This is the big one. Moving the dark oak. So that's oak products in there. And then the dark oak will move in next door. I could clear out my inventory a little bit more, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just about there anyway. This is our most full wood chest. So the dark oak planks, dark oak wood, and our products right up there, which that has stayed the same. I think this entire row is pretty much the same. This is sort of a random conglomeration. Clean that out a little bit. So, pillow... Oh. We put that into the products. That needs to go up into the normal wood chest. Again, I will get adjusted to all of this. Get rid of some of this other wood. Spruce wood, right up there. Mangrove. Acacia. There we go. And then we even have a few bamboo slabs. So again, we are up to about a chest full, a single chest full of all of our pale oak logs. We have 8 planks. Not a bad start for us, and all of those boxes are empty. Again, I mentioned this at the start of episode 99. These are the materials that we are using to build our first house. I think it's going to be a hot cocoa stand up at the North Pole. Of course, that is on hold until after episode 100 and 101, when we do the museum. So we might do a double header this weekend, maybe Saturday and Sunday, depending on if I can get that museum finished in time. Alright, now let's throw this food in here. I've been using this chest to store wheat seeds. I should probably just compost. I'll just compost a lot of these. No need to have them. Looking forward to seeing the museum. I'm glad. I'm really excited about it. I think everyone is going to love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, we'll throw all of those in there. We have some bone meal to take home with us. So where are we at in the stream? We've just hit hour 1. I think that is a good break point. So we're going to clean up the inventory just a little bit more here. And then I'm going to go take a quick break. I've been talking all morning because I was doing all the mods just before this one. So I'm going to go get some water, and I will meet all of you right back here in just a few minutes. Alright, we are back and ready for the second hour of the stream. I'm thinking what we will do for this, simply because I need a few of them for the museum, is we will head into the Nether and look for some netherite. Now, again, one of the very, very long-term goals is to get all of the armor trims on all the different pieces of armor in the game. And for that, that includes netherite armor, which we don't really have very much of. Now, I have been working on getting a little bit of netherite in the recent weeks, again, just for the museum. Some for displays, others for the armor. So if we take a look in here, we have 17 ancient debris plus 1 netherite scrap, which is good for 4.5 netherite ingots or 1 set of armor. But it would be nice to get a little bit more out of that. So I think we will just head into the Nether and get to work on that. I've been using TNT for this simply because we have so much gunpowder available to us. But we are a little bit low on gunpowder now. So we may head over to the creeper farm just for a little bit and try to get some gunpowder. So that's going to be back at spawn, and we still have one more birch trap door that we are going to put away real quick. So we're going to head back to spawn. I think we have plenty of sand, at least for a stack of TNT. I think that's what we'll do, just 1 stack of TNT and see what we can come away with. Good evening from Italy, man. Alex, great to have you here, watching all the way from Italy. That is pretty cool. Welcome to the stream. For the first hour, we were working on, see the sprint flying, they removed it. For the first hour, we were working on just harvesting some pale oak wood, and now we are gonna be searching for some netherite for the next hour or so, or maybe longer. We have 10 iron blocks here. Now I'm wondering, I'm sure our creeper farm is a little bit more efficient than our hostile mob farm, so I think we will spend some time up here trying to get some gunpowder. Again, we're just gonna kind of hang out and wait for all of these classic bed strategy or TNT. We are going TNT. That is why we are up here at our creeper farm. We have a few stacks of gunpowder. We need just a couple more. So about 5 minutes or so right up here should give us enough creepers for that. The bed strategy is certainly a lot cheaper, and it would probably be better for us considering the fact that we have probably 10 to 20,000 blocks of wool, but it's definitely messy. All of that fire, all of that lava, all over the place. It gets to be a little bit much, a little dangerous. I guess if we had a fire resistance potion, we would probably be okay. But I just like the TNT. We place it in a row, we ignite it, and it does the rest for us. So we're just gonna hang out up here, enjoy the view above the clouds. I don't know if we can see, I think our hostile mob farm is over in that direction, so we can't quite see it from up here. I guess if we turned the render distance up, we'd be able to. So those creepers are starting to fill in. Of course, during the day, we get quite a few. Well, I guess it doesn't really make a difference. It might. We might get mob spawns down there, but I think we're far enough away. I don't know, but I feel like I always get better rates at this during the day, which means we probably do have mobs spawning somewhere around here. I think the top of this is all spawn-proof. I don't know if we can fly away. I don't want to risk any of these creepers despawning. But I actually don't know if we've spawn-proofed up there. And maybe that's where the issues are coming from. Maybe we do have mobs up there that are causing issues. So we're going to take a few swipes at our first round of creepers in here. Get some XP in the process. That'll mend our elytra a little bit. And that will put us at a half stack of gunpowder. So we're getting there. I feel like we need to build something else up here, make it a little bit nicer to hang out. Or do something where we can actually be productive while we're up here. Like setting up a tree farm area so that we can chop wood while we wait for creepers to fall. That's actually not a bad idea. I think we'll consider that in the future. We're not going to do it for today, but I would definitely like to do that at some point. I think that would be fun. I can't figure out why it's a low spawn rate. What are you farming? We are farming creepers. We are getting some gunpowder. Welcome to the stream, John. Good to have you here. We are working on netherite, or ancient debris. We need some for the museum, so we're going to get about a stack of TNT here pretty soon. We already have a few stacks of gunpowder. We just need a few more. And then we'll head down to the netherite caves. Probably get lost in those in our search for some netherite. And hopefully come away with, I think a good goal would be between 4 and 6 ancient debris. I think that is reasonable. I think if we get 6, that will put us... Uh-oh, okay. That was just the creeper that we had killed. I think if we get 6, that will put us at an even 24, which will be 6 netherite ingots. So we'll aim for that. Just about there. Wait for a few more to spawn in here. Again, just take in the view from up above right here. I still don't think our iron farm is at its max rate. I think there's something going on with it. I'll have to look into that a little bit more, but only 10 iron blocks doesn't seem like very many. I've spent a lot more time on this world than the amount of iron that we have in there. Always scares me when I have to step back in here and kill some of those creepers in the back. I've never had any issues with creepers exploding here in the past, but I have had some very, very close calls. And of course, it's not that devastating. It's just a few hoppers and some slabs. Easy fix, but still something that we would have to fix. You have any ideas for builds with the pale wood? I was actually talking about this a little bit earlier. I have a few ideas in mind, including a building that I built in Creative a few days ago for the North Pole that we're going to be doing this month. And I might switch that. That was a cherry and mangrove combination. I think we may switch that to pale wood. I'll just see how that looks. Lots of builds in our North Pole area. Lots of... Yeah, I mean, really, that's what I have in mind right now. The North Pole is pretty much all that's on my mind. I'm not really planning on doing anything else in the valley for this month. I just want to work on that. It's a little strange to work on that out of season, so the more that we can do now, the better. So what are we up to here? That'll put us at close to 2 stacks. I think if we get about a half stack more, then we'll be good. Now we could put campfires down. We could do soul campfires here, and the creepers would die automatically, but then we don't get the fortune or the XP, or the looting, sorry, or the XP from killing those creepers. So that's why I like to do this. But as an AFK farm, I think, if I were to just stay on here, of course at the same time, if we really want to do AFK, we could go over to our hostile mob farm. And I actually want to compare the rates real quick. So we do have everything that we need, but I just want to fly over to our hostile mob farm just to see what kind of rates we get. And that is somewhere over in this direction. Yes, here it is, this giant behemoth out in the middle of the ocean. So we're gonna hang out up here for a few minutes more and just kind of wait and see what the rates for the creepers here are. I'm guessing it's not going to be anywhere close to as good, just because, again, we don't have that looting, we don't have the ability to kill the creepers ourselves. But we'll see how this goes. Same thing over here. I think we need to set up some kind of tree farm or something like that so that we can be productive. Of course, when I'm AFKing up here, which hasn't been as frequent as I would like. I think I did 1 hour of AFK up here one time, and we did get a lot of resources from it. But things like gunpowder and stuff like that we can get a lot more of. It's pretty nice to be up here and just get those resources in bulk. So we'll give this maybe 30 more seconds and then we'll fly down there and check on that. I don't know, it's hard to make a hostile mob farm look good, especially out in the middle of the ocean. I don't know if there's any reason to make it look good out here. Maybe eventually we will. It is nice to have all that rotten flesh. Of course, the Fletcher will buy that from us. So we kind of get some emeralds from this. The bones, we use that for bone meal at our tree farm. Really, the only thing that we're not using from this is the string, because we don't really have anything that we need to make with string. I guess bows for dispensers, but you know, we haven't used dispensers all that much. All right, let's fly down here and see what we have. So we'll have a few more mobs that spawn in. There's 7, 15, and 13, so that's 35. That's actually not bad. And we have a few more right down here. Are we gonna get close to a stack, maybe? You know, that's actually not bad. A little over a half stack from that. We definitely spent less time, but I'd say that's pretty good, all things considered. Alright, let's make sure we're going in the right direction here. I always find myself flying the wrong way. Here's the ship, get a little bit oriented. There's the birch forest, and spawn should be right around here. Alright, so now we have enough gunpowder, we have enough sand. Again, we're just going to do a stack of TNT. I don't think we need to do more than that. See, so we had 10 when we got here, and now we are up to 16 iron blocks. I don't know. I don't think it's working when we're far away, even though we have that chunk loader, which is definitely very strange. So let's grab the rest of our gunpowder. Again, we just need 5 stacks, so we have 15 left over for in the future, and 4 stacks of sand. We're gonna need to go to the desert here pretty soon, get a little bit more, unless we have some upstairs, which we might. I don't think we do, though. We don't. Eventually, we'll have to go back to the desert and get a little bit more. I did do that a few episodes ago, or in between a few episodes ago, and I smelted most of it down. I guess it's still over there. I smelted most of it down, if not all of it, into glass, and I think we actually noticed that when we smelted the resin. Maybe, I don't know if we saw in this chest. I think we did. I guess that's not as much glass as I thought there was gonna be. Nonetheless, we're gonna make a trip to the desert here pretty soon, maybe even today, if we have time. So 1 stack of TNT, we will throw this glass into that chest. We'll get the iron stored away. No sense in bringing that with us. We'll make sure that we have our ender chest. There have been too many times recently that I have forgotten that. So we'll take that with us, and we can leave that. I guess we could put that in the ender chest. And we'll head down to our netherite mine. Which is right over here by our spawn portal in this pit in the ground. So this will take us all the way down to about Y level 12. And I've started hollowing all of this space out right here to make it a little bit easier to find our staircase. In fact, we're gonna throw down a few torches to make that even easier, because I always get lost down here. So what I did is I made sure that at 0, 0, which is right here and right over here, over in that direction, I made sure that that was cleared out so that we could easily find this large open place just by traveling back to 0, 0 and easily get up to our stairs. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's find a tunnel now to explode. I think this one has a little bit left in the tank. It does. So we'll start here. I typically space the TNT out about 2 blocks or so. Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll go right there. We don't want to get too close to our stairs. We'll light that and follow along. Doesn't look like we got any from this. Little bit of lava up there, that's okay. So nothing from here. It's all trial and error. Usually I get anywhere between 1 and 4 ancient debris per stack of TNT. So again, we're just gonna go for that goal. Now, somewhere I have a very long tunnel that I've started. It's not that one. This is what I mean about getting lost down here. I think it's this one. I think this goes on for a very long ways. Yep, this is the one. That didn't take very long to figure out. And I've started blowing it up here. That still goes on for a really long distance. But we will just start right here. Again, about every 2 blocks, and this will probably use up our TNT, knowing how long this tunnel is. It's gonna step down a little bit here, so I guess we'll just light this from here, and then we will continue on in just a moment. Sometimes that does happen. That's okay, we just work with it. Cover up that lava there. So that'll drain. No netherite or ancient debris. So we will continue on. There we go, this one's a little bit better. We have some lava pouring in. We'll quickly run past that. And that is all of the TNT in that line. I think we'll light one more right here, just in case. we'll get this lava covered up. This is kind of my process for doing this. I think everybody does it a little bit differently. This is how I like to do it. Anytime there's a single lava source like that, I typically block it off. If we have a whole lake, I don't worry about it. That's just too much to deal with. We could find netherite a lot quicker by just going to a different tunnel than we could by trying to block off an entire lava source. So that's already all been explored. We're just waiting for the rest of this lava to clear, just to see if there's any ancient debris under it. I doubt there is, but it's always worth sticking around just to see. You need to eat. Oh yeah, I do. Go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, now we will continue back in this direction. And I think there's a couple more. I don't know why this stepped down. It may have been when I came here for blackstone, potentially, or maybe just finding ancient debris. I don't know. But it should be pretty smooth the rest of the way. We'll just hit this real quick. A little bit of lava. No netherite in here. I think once we're out of the TNT, we might just fly around in the nether and look for bastions. There was that one that we found out by the... Was it out by the quarry, I think? Where we didn't have our ender chest, and we hardly had any firework rockets. That was when we were messing around with the mace. I wonder if I saved the coordinates of that somewhere. See, that's a big lava lake, so stuff like that, I'm just gonna go around. I'm not gonna try to block that off. That source, though, we will cover up. So even if there is 1 or 2 or even 3 ancient debris in there, I just don't think it's worth trying to deal with all of that unless we had fire resistance, which we do, actually. So let's just go ahead and grab that out. We're not going to try to block it off, but I think swimming inside of that we might find some. I don't know why I keep saving all of this netherrack. I mean, I either need to take it back and smelt it down into bricks, or just chuck it into the lava and be done with it. Alright, let's drink this. Let's go for a swim. And I cannot see anything in here. Well, actually, I kind of can. Again, all we are really looking for is just any floating ancient debris. But I don't see any in here. Worth checking, though. And now we have this fire resistance, so we don't have to worry about lava. Block that off a little bit. And there we go, there's some ancient debris. Alright, first one of the day. Possibly our last. That was all of the TNT. So, and another giant lava lake over there. But hey, 1 is more than 0, so we will take it. And we will celebrate it. Are we gonna go swimming through this? I guess, why not? That's 8 minutes, right? Yes. Just wanted to make sure. And I don't really see any in here. Alright, so now I guess we will just head out to the main part of the nether. Let's make sure we're going in the right direction. We are. Now we'll just fly around and see what we can find. Sometimes I do wonder if raiding bastions and just flying around is actually faster for finding ancient debris than mining for it. Because sometimes you can find netherite ingots. When you do that, that really, I mean, that's the equivalent of finding 4 ancient debris. Some piglins down here, we'll just run past them. Alright, let's clean up our inventory just a little bit more before we do this. And we are going to take a totem with us. As late in the game as we are, those bastions are still, in my opinion, the most dangerous structure in this game. So, we will still be prepared. We'll have fire resistance with us. We'll put a couple bottles in our inventory. We will grab our totem. And we will store away the rest of this netherrack. There we go. Throw that gravel in there, and we'll get the ancient debris in the ender chest so it is safe and sound. Alright, we should have everything that we need now. We'll hang on to those, I think. Yeah, we'll hang on to them. So I'm trying to think where we want to go, where we've been, and where we have yet to be. We could just go up on the roof of the nether and just travel all the way out and break through the ceiling. But I think I'd rather just fly through here, even if we've explored this whole area. Because eventually we will get far enough away that we will find a new bastion. And there's a portal. Where does this portal go to? I actually have no idea. We're about to find out, though. Oh, this was from, I'm assuming, from our armadillo adventures after the armadillos were added. Alright, another fortress right here. That will not have any ancient debris. Just gonna stay out over the lava here. I think that's going to really help with our odds, and we're gonna keep an eye on the elytra. Alright, there is lava that is pouring down from the ceiling as we fly out here, which is a great indicator that we have not yet been out this far. So I think any bastion that we find will be a new one. And that's not where we want to be. That's not where we want to be either. How do we get out of here? Here we go. Eventually, we will find one. This is the only thing about searching for bastions to get... Does that open up? Yes, it does. I think. maybe through here. Yeah, this is the only thing about searching for bastions to get netherite. Sometimes it takes a while to find them. That's a big crimson forest. That's exactly what I was thinking. It was fairly large, and we actually don't have a lot of crimson forests. I know that's where we spawned, but it seems like we don't have a lot of crimson forests in our nether. We have a lot of basalt deltas and a lot of nether wastelands. But the crimson, even warped forest, we don't have all that many of. Here we go. Here's a bastion. Is it the kind that we like? Maybe. Does this have netherite in it? I did see that ghast over there. Don't worry, I am aware of that. I think it does. Can't we find... Alright, that ghast is gonna haunt me if I don't take care of it. There we go. I think this is gonna have netherite in it. Let's just jump down there real quick and find out. I don't think there's none in there, so we're gonna get out of here. And our fire resistance did go away, so I think we're gonna drink a bottle of that real quick. Now, we don't have our chest plate on, which makes some of these guys extra dangerous. Are you gonna try to shoot me off of this? Just let me drink some fire resistance real quick. Those are the chests that we're after. I think we're gonna snipe some of these roots. I think those have pretty good loot in them, generally speaking. I think there's one more right there if we can hit him. And he's gonna be low on health. There we go. Let's run over here, see what we have. There's a netherite scrap. There's a smithing template. You don't need that diamond pickaxe. Not bad. I think there's a few more chests around here. I don't know. The more time that we spend... That was a big fall. We're just gonna get out of there before we get into too much trouble. So, I think that was the chest that we got. I think that's the extent of that bastion that we are going to look at. Again, if we spend too much time at one, that takes away from the time that we could be flying around finding another bastion. That ghast kill was clean. Thank you. So we are going to find... Let's see. I mean, we already got one netherite scrap in that amount of time. The same amount of time that we spent crafting all of that TNT and flying, or I guess traveling down to our netherite mine to get one ancient debris with a stack of explosives. Just looked it up. Ancient debris and netherite scraps can and could be found in all bastion types. It's on the generic loot table. Great to know. Thank you for looking that up. Yet another thing that we've learned in today's stream. Alright, let's see. Is that a basalt delta? Soul Sand Valley, okay. Now, I do want to get a few ender pearls so that we can get up on the roof of the nether when it is time to go home. So we're going to do that real quick. There we go. And we'll continue on through this warped forest, or apparently not. Did I look at that Enderman? I don't know. we're gonna get out of there. That was a dead end. And we need some more firework rockets. We'll store both of those in the ender chest as well. Might not be a bad idea. So this will open up. Perfect. Netherite ingots can only be found in the treasure bastions. Okay. So we could have found... I think that was a treasure bastion, wasn't it? I think we could have found one in there. I hope there wasn't a second chest. I only saw the one. Here we go. Here's a gigantic bastion. Holy cow. Is this one bastion or is it two? Or I guess, is it not that deep? Maybe that's what... No, it still goes out. This is just a really big bastion. Normally you don't get to see them like this. That's a lot of unfriendly creatures. And it's tall too. Alright, impressive. So we need to find some chests in here. Again, I don't want to get attacked by brutes. It looks like we are in the clear over on this side. Wondering if maybe we should put our chest plate on. The only thing about that is we can't fly away. But at least we can take... Oh, here's a chest. Hey, look at that. Netherite scrap. Alright. So, we're already up to 2. I think it is probably a little bit more efficient. We have a ghast over there. We'll keep our distance. So we're going to grab our chest plate just so that we have it. I think we'll put that on. Just in case. Wait. Has that always been like that? I didn't know that you could just... Okay. That's super convenient. I did not know that we can just right-click while holding our elytra to switch to our chest plate. That is the best thing ever. We're gonna grab that gold after we deal with this ghast. Well, that makes things a heck of a lot easier. So now we can be protected, but also quickly fly away if we need to. No, that first one was a housing unit bastion. Okay. See, I've still never learned all of the different bastion types. They all generally look the same to me, except for the layout, of course, that open room at the bottom and stuff like that. That's a 1.21 change. It's been on Bedrock for a long while. Okay. That, I mean, I do love that. That is amazing. Alright, we're gonna attack them at range for a little bit. Just the brutes. I'm not too concerned about the piglins. And he should be low enough. We can just... There we go. Alright, I want to find a few more chests. This one's a Hoglin Stables, I believe. Okay. Oh, hello. Alright, you are not playing nice. Maybe we'll start from the top down. How are we doing on fire resistance? Probably time to drink another bottle. I just want to find a few more chests. Here we go. Just get a little bit... Is that the same one that we saw earlier? Is this the side that we were on? I think it is. I think we need to get to the other side. See, that's great. We can just quickly stop our flight, too. Alright, what do we have in here? No piglin brutes, no hoglins. That's a good start. Lots of activity right down here. With as large as this bastion is, I'd hate to just get one netherite scrap and then leave. I'm sure there's a lot more loot to be had in here. But again, at the same time, the more time that we spend here searching for loot, the less time we spend finding bastions with obvious loot. We'll take that lodestone. That's valuable. Why are you grinding netherite? We need it for a number of reasons. Number one, making a bunch of netherite armor so that we can put all of that armor trim on. And I guess that's really the only reason. There's not a number two to that. But just making enough armor so that we can do that. Which, of course, I know is an insane amount of netherite, but you gotta start somewhere with it. Alright, we're gonna give up on this bastion and continue on. I'm not seeing any other obvious chests anywhere. I guess we could fly down here real quick just to see what we have, see if there are any chests down in these tunnels. Doesn't look like there are, though. Alright, we'll continue on. Elytra is still doing great. So that is... Let's see, we want to head in this direction. This will take us to new territory. I will say, I think the Nether update might be one of my all-time favorites. It added so much depth and dimension to the Nether, made it so much more interesting. All the different biomes and environments. Can we get out right here? Yes, good. Oh, that was a Bridges bastion. Okay. So, there's Bridges, Treasure, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then the housing unit. And then I don't know what the fourth one is. Oh, wait, Hoglin Stables, right? Is that separate from housing? So, Treasure, Housing, Hoglin Stables, and Bridges? There's a blaze up there. That means we have another fortress. Make sure we're still going in the right direction here. We are. Bridges, Treasure, Housing, Stables. I'll just try to remember the names. That'll be the extent of what I do. And then every time we find a new one, I'll have a 25% chance of being right. That's interesting. The soul sand right here, is that floating? It is. Bridges, the cluster of gold at the top. Okay. And then I think I can identify the treasure room. I'm fairly certain in my ability to do that. So we've got it down to 50-50 on the other two then. Oh, this is a very, very tight dead end, I think. I think we want to get back out to the main. Housing, Netherwort Garden in the bottom middle. Treasure, pretty self-explanatory, yeah, for sure. Alright, how are we doing on fire res? 2 minutes, okay. We might need it here. I will say we are getting farther away than even our nether ice highways take us. Those only go out 1,000 blocks in each direction. We are about 4,000 blocks out in each direction. Stables are the only one that has a ton of different variants and layouts, more than the others combined. Alright, I feel well-versed now in all of our different bastions. This is really cool. We have 1, 2, 3, I guess kind of 4, 5 different floating 6? How cool is this? 6 different floating islands of crimson? It's always those little things in the game that make me so excited. Watching you fly through the nether is really relaxing. It does feel quite relaxing. I don't know, I feel like searching for netherite in general is just very, very relaxing. It's a giant crimson tree. It'd be nice if we could find another bastion here pretty soon. We're gonna need to grab some more fire res out of the ender chest here momentarily. And my voice too is also very relaxing. Well, I appreciate that. Oh, wow. This would be a great place... Hi there. This would be a great place to build a wither skeleton farm. Of course, we already have a fortress cut out for that. But right next to the Soul Sand Valley, way over lava, that's not bad. We might even screenshot these coordinates, just in case. Maybe I should do that with a better view so we actually know what we're looking at. I was thinking it makes me press the invisible brake in the passenger seat of his elytra. Alright, this is pretty cool. I feel like it's pretty rare that you find a Soul Sand Valley like this. All the ones I always encounter are very shallow. Not a lot going on. Here we go. So is this another bridges one, I guess? Let's go check for that gold. Yes. Alright, so another bridges one. We'll take that gold with us. Weaves and ties like a pro. You know, I'm still trying to get better. I do use elytra a lot. And I know, I'm just going to keep ranting about how they removed the sprint boost in this update. I can't stand it. Baby Hoglin. Go tell your mom and dad. Whatever. Alright, we need to find some chests. Now, the ones in the last one were up top. So we'll start from up here. Maybe over on this side we will encounter not brutes, but just standard piglins and ancient debris. So basically the same thing as a netherite scrap. We will take that, and that puts us at a full ingot. So we are already up plus one, right? Have we found 2 netherite scraps or just 1? I think we found... Wait. We put one in the ender chest, did we not? Yeah, we did. Okay, so that puts us at 1 full netherite ingot on the day. It's pretty good. Now we can hang out here for a little while longer or continue on. I think we'll go up here over to this side just to check it out. See what we have. There is another chest right down here, so we'll open that up. Another lodestone in it. So even the loot configuration seemed to be the same between these two. And I think that's pretty much it. It is a very large bastion, that's for sure. Just trying to see if there are any other chests anywhere. Oops. I don't know if we want to go in here with these roots. Yeah, we'll leave. Plus, I actually do really enjoy just flying around in the nether. It is quite relaxing. Another interesting looking fortress, this time generating on the soul sand itself, and in it, under it. It almost looks abandoned, like it's been here for years, centuries, and the sand has just swept over it. Should we test our luck at a wither skeleton skull? I don't see why not. Didn't get one, that's okay. Ideally, we don't have any fire res. Okay. Ideally, we find a netherite ingot. We find a treasure bastion and get a netherite ingot. And then we walk away in today's episode with, or today's live stream with 2 of those. Hey, it's anything can happen Friday, so go nuts. We'll see what we can come away with. Again, treasure bastions are also just really fun. Always amazing loot. Even if we don't get ancient debris or netherite, it still has some incredible stuff that we can find. How do you not get lost in the nether? Well, I'm gonna be honest, if I tried to make my way back, at least without the coordinates, I would definitely be lost. But we have obsidian in our ender chest, we have flint and steel. If we need to build a portal, we could get back that way. But I did get some ender pearls, so in case we do go really far out, which we kind of already are, I think we will just mine our way up to the roof of the nether and just get onto the roof and then fly back to 0-0. I'm probably gonna have to trim my world chunks again after this. I just trimmed them for the latest update so that we could get some Pale Garden action close to, relatively close to our valley. But in doing all of this, it's going to make my world file size very large, so we might have to scale that back. Here we go. Another bastion. It looks like this opens up here at the top. Oh, wow. Wasn't expecting that. Let's see what kind of bastion this one is. I don't want another bridges bastion. We've had enough of those. That double chest indicates to me that it's different. Is this maybe housing? I can't really tell. I guess one of the best signs would be... Okay, housing, right? The nether wart there at the bottom. Let's go ahead and snipe. Take out that brute. That way we can safely get down there. There we go. We do have fire resistance, so maybe we'll just jump into the lava, and then they won't really be able to attack us from there. I think that's what we'll do. If they want to come after us, they can. Of course, the ones with crossbows will be able to get to us, but the brutes and the normal piglins can't touch us. Here comes another brute. Alright, there we go. Think it is safe now. Let's open up that chest, and soul speed 3. Okay, we'll take that. That's pretty good. And I think that's the only chest down here. Alright, it looks like it is, so that makes me feel better about the first housing unit that we went to. I do see a chest over there. Let's see if we can get up to that. Did I spy a brute through there, though? Possibly. Again, we still have plenty of fire resistance if we get into a bad situation. We'll just... Efficiency 5 on the diamond pickaxe. Well, we'll take that. That's a pretty good find. I think there might be a few more chests around here. I guess I should have hung out in that first one a little while longer. There's some ancient debris. So we're up to 5 now. That didn't work. I do want to head back up to the top where we came in from because I saw a few chests, yeah, right up here. Start by taking out these piglins here on the outside with the enchanted crossbows. And now we can work our way in to get these 4 chests in here. It's not bad. Surely one of those has to have some ancient debris or netherite scraps inside. And I think that's all of our brutes. Let's take out the piglins with the crossbows. There we go. We have one more right over here. Did that hit a piglin, that arrow? I think it hit, or maybe a brute. I don't know. I don't want to hit any zombified piglins. Oh, whoa. Alright, that was a little bit lucky. I'm gonna throw on the elytra. They just hit so hard with those axes. There we go. That was very lucky. Alright. Nothing in the first one. Unbreaking 2 diamond pickaxe. Netherite scrap in the second one. Another soul speed 3 book. Ancient debris in the third. And if we can get one more in here, which we don't. But we did get a multi-shot crossbow if we want to take that. I think we will leave that here. I guess we could be taking the gilded blackstone back with us. So we are now up to, I thought that was ancient debris for a second. I think we are up to 7 now. We'll store this away in our ender chest. Yeah, so we are at 7. Grab a few more firework rockets before we head on to the next bastion. What am I putting in here? The firework rockets. Put the lodestones and that pickaxe in there as well. Anything else down here? This is where we were. I think these do have a few more chests here and there, though. These structures do always remind me of those old Nether, the Pocket Edition Nether. Those giant towers from the Nether reactor core. And then, of course, when they first added them, they were all obsidian. So if you wanted to remove it, it took... I mean, you basically couldn't. I don't even know if they had enchantments back then. So efficiency wasn't a thing that was gonna help you out. Alright, we're gonna drink some more fire resistance before heading over to that chest, and then we will make our way out of this bastion. Look for another. Unless, of course, we find a bit more ancient debris in here. Not quite. Soul Speed 3 again. Bastions were obsidian. The old Nether reactors and Pocket Edition from maybe about 10 years ago, when they first implemented the Nether to Pocket Edition, they were all obsidian. I forget how long it was until they switched over because they didn't have netherrack in the game. But then they did finally add that into Pocket Edition. Alright, where do we need to go? How do we get out of here? There we go, that looks like it opens up. I remember now, that was ages ago. Yeah, those things, I had one world that was just littered with them. It looked so bad. And of course the netherrack, once they added that one in, you could mine that really quickly, so you could get rid of those ones. But those obsidian ones, man, those were not going anywhere. But to have a source of obsidian like that in this game now, that would be something else. Of course, we have the towers in the end. Here we go. Here's another bastion. Short one, but if it has netherite, then it doesn't even matter. I think this is another housing unit. Yes. Still have that. Alright. There's nothing in there. Okay. No netherite in there. But we still have that fire res on for us. Here's the rest of it. So we should find a chest down over here. If it stays consistent with the rest of the patterns for the day, which I guess it is not going to. But we can get up here, and I did spy, there's a brute. Another chest, no netherite in there. None in there, I don't think. I just want to double check. Yeah, there's none in there. Alright, we're flying away. I know we could have put on our chest plate or attacked him or all of the above. But I just wanted to get in there and get out. So I guess we could check a few more of these chests here down below just to see. Here's one hiding back in the corner. Nothing in there except for a lot of golden carrots. There is a gold block down there if we want that. I think we're better off, again, just continuing on to the next one at this point. more ghast fireballs. The ghasts have been very active today. You know, sometimes the fog in the Nether does drive me crazy. I'm sure we've passed probably 6 or 7 bastions and I didn't even notice. But it does add an ambience that I do like. We have a ruined Nether portal right here. And nothing of value. I always like to check those for enchanted golden apples. Yeah, render distance actually doesn't do anything for the Nether fog. I could turn that all the way up to 32 and nothing changes, except for the fact that we now have 32 chunks loaded in, and that might cause some gameplay issues. I mean, Optifine, and there are other mods as well where you can turn off the fog. But I don't know, I feel like the fog is definitely a little bit intentional. It makes it a challenge exploring the Nether. You can't really see where you're going. 32 chunks of fog. Is this gonna dead end over here? Can't really tell, and I don't want to find out. I think we're still searching for our last ancient debris that we need to make that second netherite. I mean, I guess we do have... How many did we say we need? If we found 6, then we'd have enough to make 6 netherite ingots. So I don't know, maybe we start to make our way back. That dead-ended. And that dead-ended. Squeeze through here. I think pretty soon we'll make our way back. I just want to find a treasure bastion. Just to kind of cap off this whole bastion experience. Very well-formed fossil right there. The fossils I still don't fully understand. I mean, they do add an aesthetic, but I don't know, unless I'm missing something about them. Make sure the elytra is doing fine, which it is. Nether beast remnants from the behemoths that used to crawl the hell deserts. It's a good name for them. You know, sometimes I see netherrack just floating. I'm sure it's possible, but I think it would be interesting to find out, but also hilarious to see just an ancient debris floating in midair. Or maybe if one generated next to some floating netherrack or something like that. So this really opens up right here. Our fire res is gone, so we're gonna drink another one of those. Just one more. I have a feeling if we can find just one more bastion, that's a dead end. If we can find just one more, I bet we will have what we came for. That would be awesome. Unfortunately, ancient debris can't spawn in open air. I guess if you had a floating island like this, you could have it inside. You know what? Why not? This would probably look scripted if I did find ancient debris in here. But there is not any in there. But I guess that would be possible. Giant nether fortress. Holy cow. Just one more bastion. Come on. That's all we need. Here we go. Alright, we got our wish. I don't think it's another housing unit, it looks like. We're gonna get down here. We have our fire resistance on. We're just gonna, well, try to look in that chest. Well, how do we want to go about this? Well, I guess that works. We need to take out this guy with the crossbow, though. There we go. Alright, let's have a look in here. Another smithing upgrade, music disc. No netherite scraps in there. Alright, let's get out of the lava. See if we can find any chests around here. I need to get... I used to have vanilla tweaks. I need to get that again. Get the lower fire. I never use a shield, but having a lower shield... Alright, we're flying away. What is going on? I just heard about 100 piglins all down below us. Alright, let's take out some of these brutes and then see what we have over here in those chests. There are a lot of zombified piglins up here. It's making me a little bit nervous to snipe these brutes from a distance, but we're gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna be careful before we fire our arrow. I bet as soon as I fired this, that one's gonna walk right in front. Or one of them's gonna come out from behind. Well, he should only have one hit left on him, and these down here, I don't think they can get back up. So I think we're gonna fly over here now. And throw on the chest plate. And he should be one more hit. There we go. We do have one coming in from the side, but we got one more netherite scrap. So we are good now. We don't need a second pig step. In fact, I mean, we already have pig step at home. but we will just take that with us anyway. No, we don't need the crying obsidian. I think we're good. We have what we came for. Let's find a way up to the roof of the Nether and make our way back. Actually, we may go out to the... I don't know. Should we go out to the overworld? It would be a long journey, but we might find another pale garden or something on her, something interesting. I think the overworld might be a little bit more interesting than the Nether roof, but we are... That would put us at like 35,000 and 40,000, which we could do. It would take a little bit of time, but I would be fine either way. Just need to find the... That's not... I don't think that's the roof. Targeted block 126. No, it's not. I always get nervous up here because I don't want to get stuck in the bedrock. Is that... No, that's still not the top. That would be a long journey, but potentially fruitful, but also add to your world size tremendously. That's true. Alright, here's the top. I think... Maybe... Oh, we need a ladder, don't we? I think we'll give it a try, see how it goes. And again, I'm gonna trim the chunks anyway because of how much Nether exploration we've done. But we'll just see what we find. Could be fun. I don't really have anything else planned for the rest of the stream, so we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. So we came away with 4 and 4. 4 netherite scraps and 4 ancient debris. So what do we need? We need that ladder. And our tools chest is not in here. And our wood chest is empty. I think we're gonna have to go get some wood. Oh wait, we have wood in here. I hate to take it away from these resources, but we'll do it anyway. I'll screenshot that so I have a reference, and we'll need a few sticks. There we go. I'm going to say desert temple, at least one. That is one of the things you will find. Okay. Yeah. Potentially. I mean, that would be great. I hope I actually do. 32 blocks of gold. That's pretty good. I bet most of what we will find is just going to be ocean. But I would love to find a desert temple. Trying to clean up my inventory as much as possible here. Let's grab out the obsidian. Well, we'll get up to the roof and then we'll do all of this. There we go. Now we can clean up our inventory a little bit. Crap. I don't think I have obsidian. I don't. It's in the tools chest. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Alright, well... Maybe we dang it. I was kind of looking forward to that. Maybe we should have looked for the obsidian before coming up here, because we could have gone back and gotten some, but yeah, we do not have any. Well, I guess nether roof travel it is. So, we are heading in 0, 0, this direction. To the northeast. We're gonna stay pretty close to bedrock here so I don't lose my bearings. Darn it, I was oh wait, no, never mind. That's not going to work. I was going to say we could break the ender chest, but that will only give us 8 obsidian. Do we really not have any? I mean, we're just going to check everything just to be absolutely positive. So much obsidian in those chests too. Yeah, I know. We passed up so much. We're just going to open up everything here and, you know, maybe we just need 2 more because we can break the ender chest. I don't think there's definitely not going to be any in any of these chests. Nope. Those are empty. That doesn't have any in it. And I doubt the torches will. Dang it. I was looking forward to that adventure. It was going to be a fun one. I'll save it for another time, though. I won't have to urgently trim the chunks. And however long it takes us to get back from here, just multiply that by 8, because that's how long it would have taken us. So we'll see how long this takes. Alright, we'll go way up. I'll just rely on the angle of attack here. Next time, go in the other direction in the nether, but make sure to pack portal ingredients. Yeah, normally I do have those on hand. Trying to think of why they aren't in the ender chest. Maybe a shulker box with nether essentials? Yeah, that might be a good idea. I thought we maybe had all the bases covered with all of our shulker boxes that we had, but I guess not. Lessons to be learned. And of course the tools chest is like one of our most important chests, so not having that definitely impacts us. Of course at the same time I don't think that had obsidian in it anyway, so we still would have been hosed. So really we just need to get to the 0 mark on the Z coordinate and then the 1000 mark on the X. A bundle for nether stuff. Yeah, there we go. Since we have our ice highway, that goes out to 1000 in all directions and roughly 0 on the other coordinate. It's definitely going pretty quick though. I mean, we are over halfway at this point. And the elytra is still doing really, really good. But that was a good adventure for sure. I'm glad we went out there, even if it was just for 2 netherite ingots. I mean, that's the amount of work it takes to get all of that. I guess if we had a shulker box full of TNT, then going down to the netherite mines, that would be a little bit of a different story. And maybe that'll be something that we work on. I'll have to do a lot of AFK time at the farm for the creepers. Obsidian, pearls, ladders, maybe stuff to break the roof too if you need. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Really, the biggest thing is just making sure we have firework rockets and food. If we have those things, then we're good. We can handle anything. Alright, we should be seeing that ice highway here pretty soon. Maybe. I know we went out. There it is. So that was, I don't know, maybe 3-4 minutes, if that. So, you know, it would have taken us about a half hour to get back or so. We do have a boat, so we are prepared in that regard. I don't think I can place that. There we go. I can shift click it. Well, that was quite the adventure. Let's go home and make some netherite ingots now. Maybe even some netherite armor, just because. We should probably take that boat with us. That one belongs in our ender chest. And we have not done a great job of keeping that stocked. I will have to do a lot better. Alright, but as per usual, always good to be back in the valley. So why don't we go ahead and smelt down all of the ancient debris that we obtained. And we will grab some of our gold, turn this into some netherite. I don't know, with as far as we went, it does make me wonder if that's actually faster to get netherite. It feels faster, but in the grand scheme of things, I just don't know. It's definitely more fun, that's for sure. So that'll be rolling in here. We still don't have a crafting table in here, and I don't know why, so why don't we go ahead, place this one down. I know this belongs to our ender chest, but we will place that anyway and make a new one for that. So these scraps are starting to roll in. There we go. Turn that into netherite ingots, and boom, there we have it. 4 more. Is that all of them? We didn't get what was in the ender chest. That would explain it. I was a little bit confused for a second. Did I put netherite scraps into that chest? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. So we'll wait for that. There we go. 4 more. And 2 more netherite ingots. We are actually close to having a netherite block. If we wanted to make that. I think we have actually made one in the past. It'd be under times crafted all the way down here. If we have made it, we've made it 1 time. Let's see if it's anywhere around here. I'm fairly certain that we did. Oh, 2 times. All right. Look at us. So we've crafted a netherite block twice. Maybe we'll get that up to 3. I don't know. So we are going to store that away in our netherite chest. There we go. 6 in there now. And I guess that did round off all of the netherite scraps that we had and ancient debris. So we have a nice round 6 in there now. Alright, before we end the stream, I think we need to clean this up a little bit more. Where is our tools shulker box? That is what I want to know. I think... Is it over here? Yes, okay. So we still have our Pale Oak base camp set up right here that we can clean up real quick. We didn't even have a bed with us in there. We really did jump into that unprepared. Alright, let's take this back and clean it up a little bit. Get it ready for our next big adventure, which will not be for a little while, because episode 100, as you all know, will be our museum reveal. And then in episode 101, since we will be at 100 episodes by then, I want to do sort of a world tour, I guess, and showcase everything that we have done in this world, and sort of make it a way for anyone who hasn't seen the entire series, give them a way to get caught up on everything that has happened. I think this is our to-do book. Yes, it is. We've actually finished the mountain, covering the mountain with snow. We did that a couple weeks ago. And chop wood, that's always on the list. We'll just say that's good for now. But I want to make a way for anyone who hasn't seen the entire series and doesn't have time to watch the entire series, give them a way to see the entire series without having to go back and watch it. So sort of summarizing, in a way, everything that has happened, and allowing everyone to catch up, or maybe you've started watching the series, or you started a while back and you haven't seen any episodes since. Maybe you want to get back into it. It's just going to be an update, a very comprehensive update on everything that has happened in the world. So it should be a fun one. It's going to be a very long episode. I don't think I'm going to cut it into 2 parts. I just want that to be its own thing. But I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we did not have any obsidian in here, so it wouldn't have made a difference. But we will add that in right now. Full stack. There we go. Maybe... I kind of like that idea of having a nether emergency chest, or shulker box. What color do we want? What have we not used? Maybe lime? We haven't used lime. We'll go lime. I know it doesn't really fit. Ideally we do red, but that is reserved for redstone. So we'll go with lime. We'll get that renamed later on. But I dyed the wrong one, dang it. I don't really feel like emptying all of that out either. So we'll dye, I guess we don't need that one. That one, the purple one. Oh, that was our last lime. I guess we'll leave that as lime and we'll dye this one light blue, since that one was light blue. And that will be our emergency nether chest for now. So in there, obsidian. We will throw in some elytra. What else did we say we need? Maybe some flint and steel and some ladders. Let's see, what else? What else? Pearls. Where are they? There they are. Just go with 16 of them. I think that should be good for now. That's a good start. Maybe a boat. Yes, thank you. Well, that is our ender chest boat. We will keep that in there. Boat. Ooh, maybe a saddle in case... Oh, fire res. I mean, we always have fire res in here. We'll throw a couple in here, just because we have that one as well. But fire res in there, a saddle, a warped fungus on a stick, I guess, do we want mending on it? Can we put mending on it? I don't know. We're about to find out. Let's see. Plants. Warped fungus. Is this going to work for us, or is it going to remove that enchantment? It's going to remove it, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go with our basic fishing rod. Right here. Craft that real quick. Of course, that's not going to appear in the crafting menu. There we go. We will add that. That looks pretty good. I think that is a solid set of resources. That's the wrong flint and steel, though. There we go. Oh, items to break through the roof. That is a great one to have. So we need some trapdoors for that. We will grab the TNT that is in our tools chest. We'll leave one so that we know what goes there. TNT, dark oak trapdoors. We need some levers. We need pistons. And we need obsidian, which we already have. And I think that's everything. TNT, obsidian. I'm going through it in my head. Yeah, that should be everything. So there's our nether emergency chest. And then we will get our tools and redstone back in there. And our chest plate goes in there as well. We need our crafting table, and our totem will also go back into that immediate 9x9 slot. Make this with some spruce. There we go, so all restored as it should be. That book and quill belongs to us for our to-do list. And these 3 extra shulker boxes, which do need to be emptied out, but just so we have some extra storage as well. There we... oh. Blocks for a beacon. I've been meaning to add that in there for a while. We'll do that another time. I don't think we have enough blocks anyway, but looking at those gold blocks, it reminded me of that. But I think that is... that's pretty good progress for us. Again, 2 more netherite ingots. That's pretty good, actually. I do want to fly over to our boathouse. I don't know. Looking at the fishing rod just reminded me of it. And I think that is where we will end the stream, because I really do like this boathouse right down here, and I don't think it gets enough love in our series. But that is where we are ending the live stream for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for commenting, or if you just watched, thank you as well. I really appreciate it. Remember, episode 100 of the Survival series is coming out this weekend, the museum reveal. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out as soon as I post that. Also, leave a like on this stream if you enjoyed it. Check down in the description for some other important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!